Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Cyber heroes and everyone tuning in from an incredible 200 countries that make up our global community here, the most active, vibrant, and exciting security community in the world. And before we start, just a few notes as we talk about all of this, as we get going here. That we are recording this session. We are going to make the slides as such available in the queue, and we want you to ask questions. The Q&A panel on Zoom is the way we do that. This is exactly how we have every other event out there, but this is our CheckMates Fest. This is where we get to celebrate you, the community, and the amazing accomplishments we've had over the past year. We passed 100,000 community members in 2024, and as of today, we're at over 110,000 registered members, and our CheckMates community consists of customers, partners, Checkpoint employees, proud cyber nerds and heroes from the over 200 different countries in multiple time zones and continents. Val, how active are we actually?
Well, we did have an amazing year. We performed 324 events in the last year with over 27,000 unique participants. We are talking about tech talks, deep dives, local community events, user groups, partner sessions, workshops, and whatever else. Also, the community pages had over 1.6 million unique visitors and over 7 million page views with over 30,000 posts and 8.4 thousand kudos given. This is amazing.
And only some of those were generated by me. So we have an incredible agenda prepared for you today. So get ready to hear from some of the best voices in the industry here. We're going to hear directly from our new CEO Nadav Zafrir, our founder and executive chairman Gil Shwed. Our president, Rupal Hollenbeck, and our CTO, Dr. Dorit Dor. Now, we'll also give you a sneak peek into the upcoming CPX 2025, which you're going to see us at. And then we're going to have a short Ask Me Anything with the Checkpoint R&D leaders. And lastly, the main reason we're here, we're going to have our Cyber Hero Awards and announce this year's CheckMate Cyber Heroes. And don't forget, all participants of the event are eligible to win one of 10 $100 gift cards, and we'll raffle the cards after the conclusion of the event, and we will announce the names of the lucky 10 once we post the materials of the session to CheckMates by tomorrow. Are we ready, folks? Let's get started.
Oh yeah, Damon, you mentioned Dorit and Rupal. I think they are on the plane right now, so I'm not sure they will be able to join, but we do have address from Dr. Dorit Dor anyway. She was very nice to shoot the video. So let's hear from Dorit.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Sorry for not being here in real life. I'm on a plane right now. I wanted to wish everybody Happy New Year. It's an exciting community. I highly appreciate all the openness, the dialogue, the ability to work on first-hand feedback and to improve what we do and to kind of look into the future and see how the future should look like. In my role as a CTO, I do less long roadmaps in CPX and more looking at new technologies. Fortunately to me, it's an exciting time in the world. There is AI that transformed the security space. Maybe even quantum computing is coming. It's really, really a challenging time in terms of technology, and I feel that there is a lot to do. Also, I'm on the plane because I'm on the way to Davos, where I hope to kind of meet some other companies and key people and learn and engage even more with clients, with technologists, etc. I think it's an amazing world, and with AI, the opportunity is great for the defenders, unfortunately also for the attackers. Also how to secure your AI, how to reinvent yourself, how to manage your data. So many things to do that it's really an exciting time for geeks like me. So all the best of luck with the new year. And I look forward to seeing all of you in CPX. While I'm not going to do the roadmap, I'm going to have an exciting AI session. So I can't wait. Thank you and good luck.
Well, thank you, Dorit. I'm sure I will get to. I'm sure we'll get to talk at CPX. But so I think yeah. Let me put my video back on. There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's but I can tell you that last year the presentation that she gave was on AI really opened my eyes to a lot of things, and so I have no doubt that the insights from Dorit are going to be amazing. But but I think we're now to the point where this is one of our crowd favorites here when we do this, and what's also a crowd favorite at CPX. It's the Ask Me Anything session, which is where we talk with where we get to ask some questions of R&D and we're gonna and this is the R&D that's now led by Natalie Kremer, and so I guess we're gonna bring on some of the cast of characters that are gonna help answer some of the questions here.
Yeah,
I see Gira and Niel.
Yeah, working on that, bringing them up.
Yeah, so we can see that. I think we're gonna. So I think I get the first question here. I'm gonna start with Aviv, and this is, and I think this is. I see this in the question in the community a lot. So there's a lot of functionalities either being implemented only in Smart One Cloud or being or Infinity Portal or being implemented there first. There's some concerns that we might be getting rid of on-premise management at some point. Can you elaborate on that, Aviv?
Yes. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay.
Yes, we can.
To be politically incorrect, we are pro-choice at Checkpoint. So Smart One Cloud is just another choice that we're adding to our customers to be able to manage their security management, to security gateways. So that goes in addition to our Smart One appliances that we all know and love, and in addition to our security management software that you can download and run on your own server and build your own management appliance. All of those choices are going to stay. We have no plans on reducing any of them. The fact that we have a cloud system just allows us to make things available quicker. By the way, if you now click and if you have a cloud tenant, you'll find out that you already have all the RAT2 capabilities in that Smart One Cloud tenant. So enjoy it or try it. By the way, I'll just short note, and I will end with this. You can also connect your on-prem to your cloud tenant and enjoy the best of both worlds in a hybrid management scenario. But that's maybe another tech talk we can do on CheckMates.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course. I think that where a lot of the interest has come in was certainly with AI Copilot, right? So I think and that you can leverage that by doing that. So, all right, Val, it's you get to ask the next question.
I have another question. Tom from USA is asking. I guess the question goes to Gira, but let me read it first. What are the top 3 reasons we should look at migrating from VSX to VS Next? Wow, I love that.
Hi, everyone. So there are more than 3, but I will think about 3 main reasons. I believe the first one is an operational excellence. We improved day-to-day operations time, like adding interfaces, routes, and more. It takes on large environments with VSX today, it takes a lot of time, and in VS Next, it's just improved tremendously. Automation, all automations on the management APIs and gateway APIs and answerable models as well. It works the same for VS Next now and for the regular gateway. So you can use exactly the same automation for single gateway or for VSX or for virtual systems on a VSX. And it's a native gateway solution right now. It's fully integrated as the native solution. Any feature supported on the gateway will be automatically supported with VS Next. Previously, it took us time to implement or to adjust some features for VSX, and now, as every gateway becomes naturally also VSX, it comes out of the box.
Fair enough. One way. Next one. Thank you very much, Gira.
Yeah, so I have an interesting question here. So Lee from Tennessee asks, and this is a question for Natalie and or Al. In IT and especially in cybersecurity today, there is a shortage of expert workforce. So how are we helping to address this challenge as a company?
Hey, Damon, I think that I will be taking this one. And
okay.
So talking about shortage in the workforce, and when I'm thinking about it, what comes of mind is several areas. First, and Gerard just talked about it, simplicity, making the product simple, using API, using integrations, connecting to your automation tools. Think about VS Next. It was an excellent question. Many more APIs. Provisioning is very simple. Taking and integrating them to your Ansible and Terraform, and just working in a simple way, in an automatic way. Think about R82, for example, introducing an ability for software developers or anybody else to just manage full sub-layers of security policies without the need to open Web UI or install policy. Few additional capabilities come on mind. So unification, one central management that managing all of policies, AI Copilot that is helping you to just get some questions and get some help, accelerate some of your questions about documentation, about of the logs. You'll be hearing a lot of that in CPX of what we are doing there. And by far, last but not least, we want to save time, prevent the threat. Think about threat cloud. Think about playblocks, how much time can be saved and how many threats can be saved, not by people, but in an automatic way.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I guess my turn next. I have a question from Patrick from Denmark, and the question is about complexity of the cybersecurity operations. So here it goes. I guess, Gera, this is for you. How can Check Point simplify the operation tasks for security professionals? We are talking about upgrades, VPN operations, day-to-day admin tasks, and everything else.
Thanks. So let's start with upgrades. There are several projects right now to improve the upgrades and to simplify the upgrades. In the next version, we are launching the Unified Configuration project. We actually launched it in R82. It's in order to improve and modernize our configuration processes. The goal is to eliminate using of different files, like everyone here is like Checkpoint Hacker, like editing files like fwkern.conf and more. And we want to replace them all with the centralized system and to utilize single API and a CLI Clish commands for setting configuration values. So this unified approach ensures that configuration changes are preserved across upgrades, for example, preventing the loss of critical settings, and simplifies the whole upgrade process, makes overall management more efficient and user-friendly. On Maestro, we significantly improved the upgrade time in R82. I did it like myself recently. It took 20 minutes instead of like hours. And this year, we also aim to make troubleshooting much easier by investing in enhanced tools, adding them to Web UI, focusing on detailed system health insights and more. And on the VPN, there are several projects being already in R82 on the next version, like enhanced VPN link selection, significantly improving the whole way we're managing the VPN, new VPN tunnel monitoring, seamless VPN with a public cloud, and we also plan to improve significantly the route-based VPN and VPN with the third parties as well.
Thank you very much. Damon, next one.
I think another. So this question's for Tomer Noy, I can assure you. So now identities are a major component of implementing a zero trust architecture, whatever vendor we're talking about. So, we've done tech talks about Infinity Identity, but I think having the bigger message of what are we trying to do with Infinity Identity and how is that going to make this easier and simpler to implement across not just quantum security gateways where we've been kind of focusing on this, but across all of the Checkpoint products.
Yeah, thanks, Damien. First of all, sorry for not having the background. I just connected on my phone as backup because my laptop decided to reboot in the middle. Regarding Infinity Identity, the things that we are trying to bring into it that will make things much simpler is, first of all, it's a cloud service. Being a cloud service, it means that all the products and all the gateways that integrate with it, basically they share the information to the cloud, and that information is spread out to multiple gateways and multiple products without having to deploy special infrastructure for that in the on-premise. And also, it being in the cloud, it gives us the ability to share it between multiple products. So, for example, we can share the identity between Quantum and SASE and also additional products. So that also brings better simplicity. So if a user, for example, is connected via Harmony SASE and we identify it when he tries to enter the data center, the Quantum gateway recognizes him. And last, the thing that we're planning to bring later this year is the ability to also have some sort of posture or risk level attached to those identities so that when we can identify, for example, that someone is connected from a managed PC, then we can give him higher permissions or a lower risk level. And this is all being part of his identity. And of course, when we get that information from Harmony SASE, for example, or Endpoint, then we can leverage that in other products that see communication from that user.
Great. Thank you very much, Tomer. Next one is mine, I guess. SASE is the very, very hot topic these days. And Satan, I hope you can help us out here. Tomer from Israel is asking, what improvements can we look forward to seeing in Harmony SASE in the near future? What do we have in store?
What again? Can you repeat that?
What improvements can we look forward to seeing in Harmony SASE in the near future?
Okay, well, a lot of improvement. We're working on multiple different areas in Harmony SASE right now. And the key focus areas for us is, number one, to really enhance the scalability and enterprise readiness of the cloud network. That's one. Two, we're aligning with all of Check Point's network security stack, and that's going to be available both on device and in the cloud. Three, we're working very hard, and Tomer mentioned some of those things a moment ago, on an integration with the Quantum platform. We want a strong unification across the entire network security realm, though customers will have one unified policy, one identity that spans the network between users, from users to SASE to the on-prem network controls, making it also very streamlined and easy to interconnect and to establish the connections between your SASE, your Quantum gateways and your SASE cloud service. So to utilize the SASE cloud service as a backbone, a global backbone. And maybe finally, the last point is we're working to integrate Harmony Browse, our browser security capability, with SASE, and those are going to come as a unified capability that will give a really differentiated and strong protection for users who are accessing the internet. So I think those are probably the key areas, a very aggressive roadmap and a lot of focus for us.
Okay, sounds exciting.
So I guess it's my turn to ask a question here again, and I'm gonna go back to Tomer because again this is a question I was actually talking with Trevor from Houston about some of this, and I think it's one of our relevant questions here. So there is we have this web smart console, right? And I think there's certainly some people are definitely very interested in what we have going on with web smart console, and so it's we know right now that it doesn't, the web smart console doesn't have everything that the Windows smart console has. So what are we looking to add to it here in the near future?
Thanks. Great question. Finally back on my laptop with proper background.
Yes.
So indeed, Web Smart Console has been a journey for us because it needs to catch up to dozens of years of implementation into the desktop version of Smart Console and tons of features. We started out with the most commonly used features, such as the access rule base. Now, looking ahead, and also things that we've done recently, one of the really nice things about Web Smart Console is that it's actually self-updatable. So if you go back into it from time to time, you'll just see new features. Recent features that we've added the threat prevention policy and threat prevention exceptions. We've added the NAT rule base, the HTTPS inspection rule base. These are all things that you can now both view and edit in Web Smart Console. Coming up, we're bringing the gateway object, something that has been with us obviously from the first days of Checkpoint. And very, very soon in Web Smart Console, you'll be able to create new gateways, modify them, connect them, do all these sick stuff and all of that. And we're planning to keep investing. Actually, in the upcoming year, we're planning to greatly expand the investment we are doing in Web Smart Console because we are getting really, really great feedback on it from customers, those who have started to use it. And we want to increase the investment because we want to make it a true choice for customers who don't even install the desktop Smart Console. Now, it will take us a little bit more time. First of all, it's going to be like that for the customers maybe who don't use all the I don't know, edge case features, but we are definitely setting our goals very, very high, and we want to make it a real option for every customer.
Yeah, I think it's also probably worth pointing out is that this also translates to API support, which I can tell you in R82 has had a massive improvement. As somebody who spends a lot of time in the community helping customers answer, work with the API, reading the change log in R82 was pretty amazing in terms of like the number of things that were added to the API. So that's, I think, even though the question wasn't around the API, I still think that's also relevant because we start talking about automation and orchestration and doing more with less and that kind of thing. It's having full API support for all of things is, I think, very very important. So this is, I think that's going to be another. That's I think that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Tomer, but that kind of goes hand in hand with some of the API enhancements.
Yeah, definitely. Every new feature that we're bringing to Web Smart Console, the UI, the web UI, is actually written over our APIs. Now, this is great for two things. It makes us increase our coverage for APIs. And also, it makes sure that our APIs are top-notch because, that's what we're developing over. It's not just something that we're handing over to our customers to get by with. We're using it ourselves and we're taking it to the extreme because we're testing it on large environments and we make sure that it works perfectly. So every new feature in Web Smart Console is bringing with it API coverage. And also, just another side anecdote, the AI Copilot has also been helping us to improve our APIs because the AI Copilot is actually also leveraging APIs to do tons of stuff. And we needed to really improve our API documentation to make sure that the LLM can better understand the APIs. So in many cases where we found that it didn't do the job right, we're like, okay, so we didn't document it clearly enough and we just improved that, and then it was able to do it.
So this is an example of AI actually helping, really, because we're having to train an AI, it's improving things that aren't maybe, the people that are coding against us that aren't using the API to do it, or the AI to do it, and so it's ultimate, yeah, and I think that's certainly appreciated, as far as somebody that we have to talk. I talk documentation with people about frequently, so it's good to see that we're making improvements as a result. So. Val, I think you got the next question.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the comments. I really hope I can use Smart Console on my Mac before I retire, and it's not that long. But anyhow, the dream comes true. I hope. So another one, another hot topic, SD-WAN, and I guess the offer can help us out with this. So Gunther from Austria is asking, what are, if any, our plans to support SD-WAN on Azure Virtual WAN?
Hi, thanks for taking the question. So Azure Virtual WAN is something that is ramping up, and we see very nice traction by means of a utilization of the security functionality. And this is something that we consider to conduct later this year. And any additional interface requests will be welcomed.
Okay, short and nice. Thank you very much, Ofer. Simon, back to you.
All right, so we're going to go back to Tomer. What? Excuse me. What new integrations can we expect from Playblocks this year? And I think there's also a question of, can people define their own integrations?
Yeah, that is actually a great question. So in Playblocks, we're planning to greatly expand our integrations with additional third-party vendors, both in the security space and in the collaboration space. So we're going to have a lot more things that you can do with Playblocks. And of course, that's coming with a lot of out-of-the-box automations. But I think that the real highlight that is coming, and I hope you'll be able to see it, more than hope, I know you'll be able to see it in CPX. Almost slipped on that. And so it will be to create your own custom automations. So you can start either clone an automation and just make whatever modifications you want, either to the trigger that's going to start that automation or to the various parameters. And you can even start with a blank page and just, drag and drop the boxes that you want and state what you want the automation to start with, and then do your conditional checks, enrichments, various actions that you want to take. So that's going to be very, very, very cool. And we really hope to see from the community a lot of examples. We're planning to maybe open up a space on CheckMates where people can export their custom playbooks and share it with others. Basically, when you export, it's going to be like a text file export. Everything is, of course, also API friendly, so you can extract them or insert them into your tenants with APIs. I hope I'm not ruining the surprise for someone, but we're even looking to do it with an LLM. So you can write a prompt and just ask Playblocks to create a new automation for you and tell it what you want it to do, just in plain natural language, and it will create all the various automation steps for you. So that's going to be really cool as well, and coming to CPX to see it.
Okay, great. Sounds very exciting. It seems that all the hot topics are coming to me. Luc from France is really interested about security as a service. And Eitan, I guess this question is to you. Can you talk a bit about how we are addressing cyber threats in SaaS today, and what are we planning in the future in this space?
Absolutely. So for SaaS, we have our Harmony SaaS product that we launched about a year and a half ago. The idea is taking a pretty different and very, very effective look at how customers deploy their SaaS and what they know and don't know about the hidden complexities and vulnerabilities in the way their SaaS is deployed. So we will uncover all the different elements that connect into your SaaS systems and show you things like a Calendly app that's connected to your Office 365 and suddenly has crazy access into the entire kind of email of all of your users or something like that. So a lot of things to do with visibility into SaaS, all the world of SaaS that connects to SaaS and the privileges around that and the threats around that and the security posture around your SaaS security. We're going to enhance all of these capabilities during this year by adding more depth in terms of data loss prevention, data exposure, and oversharing protections for SaaS. So these are all things that are currently being worked on by our engineering, and we will be releasing them during this year.
Okay, thank you.
I think we're actually about at the time we need to be, right? Because I think we're on to the.
Yes,
or do we want to ask one more question?
We do have a special treat for all of us. We have Gil and Nadav with us, so let's move to them. And we have some questions for them to ask them.
And we also have a special guest to ask those
And
questions.
we will
have
give Cindy Carter the spotlight. Cindy, you're still on mute, just in case. And the floor is all yours.
There we go. All right. Hi, everyone. Good to see you again. And Happy New Year. I know we keep saying that, but I feel like I'm going to keep saying that for a few more weeks. Anyhow, yes, it is my privilege to introduce our founder and executive chairman of the board, Gil Shwed, and our new chief executive officer, Nadav Zafrir. It's good to see everyone here. And Gil and Nadav, thank you so much for spending time with us today. Are you ready to dive into some questions?
Sure.
Okay. Gil, this first one is for you. And of course, congratulations on your first promotion at Checkpoint. How do you feel in the new role?
First, I feel very good. I think last time I spoke on that subject was a month ago. It was new to me. So after 1 month being the chairman, I feel very excited. It leaves my mind a little bit more open to thinking, to planning, to strategizing. For me, again, after 32 years, it's a big change from running Checkpoint from, a group or team of 3 people, Mario, Shlomo, and myself, to a company of over 7,000 employees all over the world. It's a huge change. So I'm used to changes, but this change is a little bit more special than previous changes. And so far, I feel very good. I feel the Checkpoint is in great hands. I feel that things are moving, that things are that the machine that was built here, the people of Checkpoint are doing amazing job, and that with the leadership of Nadav, it's in very good hands.
Well, thank you for that heartfelt sentiment. And I speak for all of Checkpoint employees with gratitude for all that you've done and will continue to do. So as we look to the future, Gil, share with us a little bit about what you will focus on as executive chairman.
So I think first, I think I've already said in the previous one, it gives me a little bit more time to think. When you think about the job of the CEO, my day was divided into, 10 to 20 meetings of half an hour each. And while it's very exciting and you're full of adrenaline and you're involved in many things, you can't really sit and think, what's the future? Are we doing the right thing? What is the future of the cybersecurity market, of our industry? The changes we're undergoing, huge changes in the world in general with generative AI and with many other things. So at least for me, I feel that I can provide a little bit of advice to Nadav and to a few other people with my experience, but mainly think about the future, think about where we should be heading. It's not something that should happen overnight. I'm not expecting that next week I'm going to come with any big idea, but over time, I think it will result in focusing us or giving us some more ideas about the future.
Well, thank you for that, Gil. And I remember hearing you say the best is ahead of us. And I think that the great things that we've all done will become even greater. So thank you for sharing those thoughts with us. Nadav, I'm going to turn it over to you. I think this is your first CheckMates Fest. With thousands of members, right, coming from around the globe. And we are recording this, but we are also doing this live right now. So let's share a little bit about yourself with our audience and why you joined Checkpoint.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, I've been on the job for exactly a month, I think, yesterday. So I'm a veteran already, and I feel I'm a part of the tribe. And it's honestly genuinely great to be here. Gil and I have known each other for a couple of decades before I joined, and I always watched Checkpoint from the sidelines with admiration. The only thing that Gil, I'll tell you with respect to the future is that we do expect you to come with something new about the future next week because we need it. But look, I mean, I come from different backgrounds on a personal level. The first part of my career, I was serving. I served the Israeli government. I was in the IDF, mostly in intel and tech, and that that was a great opportunity to do two things. Number one is understand where most of the cyber practitioners come from. You know, what does it feel like when you get that nerve-wracking call? It's usually right before the holiday weekend, and somebody calls you and says, you know, Houston, I think we have a problem, right? And I understand that, and I think what you all do and what we do is very, very important for the world. But I've also had the opportunity to watch cyber from the attacker's perspective, working for the government. So it's an interesting perspective. And then in the last 10 years, a little bit like CheckMates, I worked at Teammate, where we were looking at sort of the what's coming in the future and then trying to come back and build edge technology now. So looking at all that together, I think I felt that the reason I came to Checkpoint was three reasons. Number one is I've been watching Checkpoint for a long time, and I think it's one of the only global leaders that understands that security is about security. It's not about bells and whistles. It's about real technology that prevents real attacks that can have really devastating effects. Number two is the scale. You know, we have many thousands of customers. We've been around for 32 years, so we have an incredible amount of data, which is essential for the future. And number three is about the future. I think, you know, Gil realized in 1993 what was coming. I think we are, when the internet became ubiquitous, I think when we're looking at in 2025, we all understand that there's a new dimension coming around AI. And I think we have what it takes to be ready for that future. And I want to be a part of that at scale. And I think this is the best place in the world to do it.
I'm sitting here processing everything you just said, and there was one thing on your number one that resonated with me. Security is about security. And as a chief information security officer myself, I have always started with the mantra of the number one goal of cybersecurity is human safety, both in the physical and the digital realm. And of course, as you just mentioned, AI adds a whole new dimension to that. So I'm very excited that you're here. I'm very happy to hear your passion. I've heard you talk about digital trust before, and we are going to embark upon this journey together. So thank you again for your glimpse into that and into yourself and why you joined Checkpoint. We're going to continue with some additional questions from some of our community members. So are you ready?
Go for it.
Okay, all right. So Nadav, this one is for you. Can you share some of the focus areas for Checkpoint in 2025 in terms of upcoming innovations?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we all understand that, like you said, digital trust is spiraling out of control. One of the reasons that that's happening is that as we get more and more connected, and at some point we got hyper connected, and that trend is not going to stop. The world becomes more complex, and to defend it becomes an unsustainable feat. I think what we are building, and we will bring, and it's already a part of what we do, but we want to focus on simplicity and bring AI to support that, is what we call the hybrid mesh network security. A real platform that takes all of the connectivity tissue of an organization and creates a unified solution that actually protects you from the bad guys. So that's number one. The second, and here I think, you know, our partnership here is very, very important for Gil and myself, is really when you look at AI, I believe it's a new dimension. You know, some think it's going to bring dystopia, some think it's going to bring utopia. I think we need to be humble enough in order to understand that we have a limitation of imagination of what's coming next. And here is where we are not just need to do the let's call it the obvious, which is security for AI, which we're not the only ones in the world doing, but actually try to understand what's around the corner, what's the right architecture, what's an effective architecture to deal with some of the changes that we're going to see with AI, because it's going to make things faster, it's going to make them more sophisticated, and I think some of the things that we got used to that actually work may not work in this future, and we got to be ready for that.
I do always begin those types of new innovation conversations with what does that underlying architecture look like? And how do we embrace that new technology? So that Everything Everywhere All at Once movie to me resonates with everything you just said. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. It's a good movie to watch on the plane. So another question from the community, again, for you, Nadav, building out a little bit more on the hybrid mesh network security, can you share what the core building blocks are for it?
Look, it starts with the building blocks that we are known to be best in the world which is the firewall, the gateways, the unified solution that we have, our security AI, cloud AI. And I think the next what we're going to build into this architecture, I think more than anything else, is our SASE, our email, our cloud network security, in order to create what we call this hybrid mesh network. I don't know, Gil, maybe you can add on to that.
No, I fully agree. I think that's both the AI and the hybrid. I mean, we are at the end not just in AI, we are in securing the network. And I think making sure that everyone from every place, no matter if you're on a roaming employee, a data center, a cloud, or anything that's connected, can get the highest level of connectivity and the highest level of security. Some of it goes back to the original vision that we had in Checkpoint. That's where I became old and I remind us. But the world has changed. And what was simple to do 30 years ago is maybe far more sophisticated and complex now. And our job is still to make it secure. And that's securing the connectivity in the highest level. That's still our job.
And it's a lot about that availability aspect, right? The CIA triad of cybersecurity, availability, the 5 nines, is such an important outcome for any organization and industry. And so I don't know. I think that those fundamental elements that underpin really what we as Checkpoint, the best security, delivers. So echoing all of that, thank you for those inspirational comments. Nadav, it is CPX season, which is Checkpoint Experience. And so folks are wondering, are there any new innovation spoilers that you can share with us?
Well, I'm under strict NDA not to give you any spoilers. I'll tell you this. We will try, and I watched Gil's keynotes from the last couple of years. We will be consistent in talking about real security. We're not going to come with incredible bells and whistles, but we are going to come with what really hurts, with what your attackers are doing, what we have right now that already works, and our roadmap to make sure that we're future ready. We do understand that this is really a transitional time because of AI. Again, we need to be humble because we don't understand everything. I don't think anybody does. I think there's a limitation of us as humans to understand what's around the corner. And so what we're trying to, what we will showcase is not just where we've evolved in our AI capabilities, Copilot, etc. Some of the stuff that we showed last year and has become much more sophisticated over the last 12 months. But also how we think we can prepare for that future. What does it take in terms of mindset, technology, innovation, partnerships, etc.
I looking forward to CPX, looking forward to meeting you in person. And I'm sure our entire Checkpoint community, or CheckMates community as well, will look forward to that. Val, I think you're going to be showing the registration link on the screen here soon for CPX. I want to thank both Gil and Nadav again for your time today. We are looking so forward to working with you together. I trust that our CheckMates community will also be instrumental in this journey. So we'll see you at CPX, everyone, very soon.
Thank you very much, Gil and Nadav.
Thank
you.
Cindy, this was amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what we can say about CPX. First of all, don't be strangers. If you are coming to one of our CPXs, come to a CheckMates booth and say hello. And also do attend our community use cases breakout track, right? And we have lots and lots of interesting announcement there. And just to have a very short sneak preview, can we bring Eyal Manor back here, please? Hey, Eyal.
There he is.
Yeah. So can you give us some ideas about what we can expect there?
So, Nadav was asked to give some spoilers, and
Right.
I saw that it was just a bit careful. Now I need to think whether I need to be consistent with my new CEO, or should I give you what you're looking for? So we'll do something in the middle. I try to give you some spoilers, but try also to be consistent with my CEO.
Yeah,
So
recorded, don't worry.
this is recorded. I know I'm taking a risk, boss. So we'll start with that. Just double checking. You can see
Yes,
my
yes, we can.
Yes, we
you can
can.
you can see my screen. You can see the right one. So first, I'm so excited to see so many members of the CheckMates community today, as we all of us here are counting down the days to CPX. Think about CPX where innovation meets impact. And as I promised, I'll give you just a short of a sneak peek into the incredible things that we've been working on over the past months and will be working on during 2025. As Nadav started, I'm not going to spoil all of the surprises, but I can promise that everything that we are going to deliver to you in 2025 is going to make a huge impact on your ability to manage and secure your hyper-connected world in a simple way to prevent threats. So let's just start with a short recap, a super short recap of the Infinity platform. At the core, everything we do is to deliver a robust architecture designed to deliver seamless end-to-end security. It starts with the enforcement point here at the upper part of the screen, strategically positioned to protect the network with Quantum, the cloud with CloudGuard, and the hybrid workforce with Harmony. These enforcement points don't operate in separate silos. They are managed through a consolidated platform that ensures everything works together, but also sharing intelligence in real time. And now, let me share just a glimpse, just few topics of what you'll be discovering at CPX 2025. So Nadav talked about, let's be humble, let's help you with simplicity. So we're consistent here to start with. We will start with talking a lot about simplicity, automation, and scale. We know that these areas is a part of one of the most critical priorities for you, our customers, our partners, the CheckMates community that came here today. Over the last month, we've been engaging with many of you. We took feedback at what's most important for you, and we are bringing those feedbacks into solution to simplify dramatically operations, performance, and scale this year. R82 that was announced back in November 2024 that brings a lot of simplicity is only the beginning of the simplicity aspects that we'll be talking at CPX. Next, let's dive into unified management and hybrid SASE. Many questions were here today. Tomer answered some of them. Some of them were answered by others. At CPX, we are going to provide more information on how we continue revolutionizing the hybrid SASE and elevating it into the next level through consolidation management platform that creates a fully unified policy framework, ensuring consistency and ease across network, cloud, and workforce. Another important focus area for us is how we can make your work easier. Tomer talked about it before. I've discussed this before. We understand the challenges that you are facing today, short-staffed teams. The complexity of the hybrid mesh network just makes it even harder, almost impossible to manage security policies and get to zero trust these days. At CPX, we'll be talking and you'll be learning and we'll be discussing together how we can leverage AI and agentic AI to bridge this gap. We'll be introducing several new security blades that will be helping you tighten security policy, adhere to organizational guidelines, and also accelerate the journey towards zero trust. More than that, we'll be also discussing how AI agents can become workers and do work that you're doing today, such as, for example, monitoring your environment health, predict failure, and mitigate. And maybe last, but certainly not the least one, we'll be talking about collaborative threat prevention. As you know, one of the key values for us here at Checkpoint is how we can prevent the threats at the network in real time. At CPX, we'll be talking about how we're taking collaborative threat prevention into the next level. Tomer talked about playblocks. We'll be talking a lot about playblocks, about integrations, about new Gen AI powered playbooks that you can create, about integrations with Checkpoint solution, and a lot of focus and stress about integrating with the third-party ecosystem. We'll be also talking a lot about how Infinity external risk management, a new solution powered by our recent acquisition of Cyberint, how they bring new capabilities to proactively identify and mitigate external threats before they become an issue. One of our marquee sessions, the CPX roadmap presentation, presented on Wednesday in the afternoon. I can't wait to see you, all of you, in this session. You can see here a QR code where all of you are invited already to start today getting your questions, so we'll be able to meet and beat the experts at CPX and see you all over there. So just to summarize, all of us here and the entire team of the engineering and product, all of us are incredibly excited to see you super soon at CPX. You'll be able to meet the best of our engineering teams and management to share expertise, to learn, to speak, to talk, to brainstorm together, and also to ask questions and get answers. So we can't wait to see you there and see you soon. And back to you, Val and Phone Boy.
Thank you very much, Yael. It was fantastic. And I don't think you crossed the line that Nadav made for us. So I think we're still good. And of course, we will be happy to see you guys on the CPX around the globe. Funboy?
Yeah, so we're gonna have our event in Bangkok and Vienna and Las Vegas, and if you haven't signed up yet, now's a great time to do that. Now I think this is what we've all been waiting for here. We want to recognize our CheckMates Champions for the year, and so now I'm going to turn things over to Manuha, who's got that great CheckMates hat, by the way. I'm looking forward to getting mine. So Manuha, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you, Phone Boy. So give me a second while I just share my screen. Okay, so first off, hi everyone, and welcome to our CheckMates Awards ceremony. It's finally that time of the hour, and we have a lot to celebrate. Join us in honoring the creme de la creme, as I like to say, of our community. With over 100,000 members worldwide, standing out is no simple task. This year, as a small token of gratitude, we will be gifting this year's champions with, first and foremost, bragging rights. Our category champions are one in a community of over 100,000. And next year, we're aiming higher, going full on Bosun Circa 2001. One in a million, that song. But don't worry, we know bragging rights are outdated. And we know that bragging rights and love songs are days and won't pay for your premium Harmony endpoint subscription. So we're throwing in a $300 gift card as well. Okay, so let's get into it. As we all know, we have 5 categories for this year's CheckMates Champions Awards. We have Member of the Year, CheckMates Rising Star, Employee of the Year, Toolbox Contribution, and our latest edition, Tech Talk of the Year. Our nominees for Member of the Year are Tim Hall, Andy Balatovich, Gunther Albrecht, and Haiku Ackenbraun. Interestingly enough, all of these nominees have either been nominated for previous CheckMates Champions Awards or have won different categories in the past. Regardless, once again, it's great to see the continued dedication and contributions to our community. Tim Hall, author of the Max Power series on gateway performance optimization, has developed numerous custom courses and contributed to official checkpoint trainings worldwide. Notably, he's also one of the first people to pass packet switch data over cellular network in Shanghai. Andy Balatwick, who's traveled to a whopping 184 countries on every continent and believes that happiness stems from being kind to others, is an active member of the community on the premise of helping and learning from others. Gunther, who has spent the last 15 years working for Checkpoint CCSP, supporting our partners and develops his own music on the side. Lastly, we have Haiku Ackenbrand, who is CCSM Elite certified and has been implementing Checkpoint projects since 1996. And drumroll, please, our member of the year is Haiku Ackenbrand. Congratulations. In his own words, Haiku appreciates that he always gets very competent answers to checkpoint issues and has also gotten to know many interesting people through the community. Next up, we have our Rising Star Award. Our nominees are Akos Simonix, Hena Kibede, Modar Shanta, and Leslie Moore. This award is aimed at honoring members who have significantly boosted their activity within the community over the past year. Our Rising Star nominees' individual passions extend far beyond our community. Akos is a participant in go-karting championships, and Modar runs his own educational training channel for Checkpoint Solutions on YouTube. And Leslie recently observed orangutans in the wilderness in Malaysia. So pretty cool hobbies. Our winner this year, our Checkmates Rising Star, is Leslie Moore. Congratulations, Leslie. In his own words, the Checkmates community has provided me with opportunities to expand my knowledge about the products, engaging with various questions and posts by community members has prompted me to research and find appropriate documentation, which I view as a valuable form of self-education. Leslie, we are thrilled that you have found as much value in us as we do you. Thank you for your contributions over this past year.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Next up, we have our Employee of the Year. Every year, we make sure to also honor our Checkmates that are Checkpoint employees, minus the Checkmates team, of course. Val, I would think maybe we should reconsider. These are employees that take their jobs to the next level by not only engaging with Checkpoint daily, but also making sure to share valuable insider perspectives with the community beyond their job descriptions. Our nominees are Chris Atkinson, Emma Pember, Talpaz Friedman, and Tomer Noy. Before we announce the winner, we do want to give an honorable mention to Checkpoint VP and Director of Security Management Products, Tomer Noy. Tomer has been instrumental in answering many of your questions, as well as listening and implementing your feedback directly. He's also run many Checkmate sessions in the past year, and many of which you have likely attended. His leadership and dedication have had a tremendous impact on Checkmates as well as Checkpoint technologies. So thank you, Tomer. We appreciate everything that you do for us. Let's get to our winner. And our winner this year is Chris Atkinson. Chris is currently a sales engineer at Checkpoint that also happens to be an ex-World Rally Championship driver for Subaru, which I think is awesome. In his own words, Checkmates is a great way for me to help remain technically sharp by researching and assisting others with issues and questions. It's also an important and fantastic way to be able to give back and share knowledge with others. Thank you, Chris. And Chris is based in Australia, so I'm not sure if he's here today, but he'll definitely see this tomorrow.
Join.
Okay, and next up is the newest addition to our championship categories. It's the first time that we are doing this category at Tech Talk of the Year. In 2024, Checkmates hosted 16 Tech Talks with nearly 7,000 attendees. Narrowing them down to 4 was no easy task, but we felt that these 4 really stood out. In terms of presentation, clarity, and community interest, our Tech Talk nominees are Meet Your New Assistant, Infinity AI Copilot by Yaniv Shachman, who's here. He's head of product management for threat prevention. We also have Identity Awareness Best Practices by Peter Elmer, who's a principal sales expert and at the office of the CTO. We also have our Mastering Harmony Endpoint Security by Jonathan Cohen, our POC manager. And we also have Harmony SASE Masters Migration by Amit Baraka, VP of Security Service Edge, and co-founder and former CEO of Perimeter 81, which was acquired by Checkpoint. Just a shout out, if you have missed these sessions, if you've missed these tech talks, they are posted on Checkmate, so you can view them at your own pace. And our winner this year is Peter Elmler. So congratulations, Peter.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening and for the trust. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Next up is our last category. It's our Checkmates Toolbox Tool of the Year. Our nominees are Delete Unused Objects version 2.0 by Adam Forrester, VPN debugging tool, and several modules for checkpoint management, and expert mode prompt to include cluster Excel. Now, these tools have been used multiple times by community members, and therefore they have been nominated. And our winner this year is Adam Forrester. So congratulations, Adam. And that about sums up our championships ceremony for this year. Thank you to our nominees and thank you to our amazing community. And I will go ahead and pass it over to Val.
Okay, so where's our spotlights? And Minoha, you want to stop sharing? Fantastic. Yeah, that's great. Let's give the round of applause to our winners. Heiko, Leslie,
Yes,
Adam, Chris, and Peter. Thank you very much for being active community members. You are fantastic. All our community members are great. And guys, we couldn't reward all of you, unfortunately, but we are making an effort to do that as much as we can. And Minucha, concerning the best Checkmates team member, we will see it for the next year, maybe. Okay.
I would like to mention also, I didn't mention this, but we don't choose the winners.
Yes, we don't.
The community, our community we sent out emails and we had a survey go out, and these are members that everyone sort of thought really, really stood out. Yeah. And it's just a communal award. It's not from me, Val, Phone Boy, and Shai. No, exactly. So really, congratulations.
I mean, I might put the nominees together, but you all choose it. I mean, definitely appreciate y'all putting a vote in there, but and definitely we appreciate all your continued efforts and commitment to the community, and this is for me, it's definitely something that I'm committed to, and making sure that the community is valuable to everybody that's involved. So and I think we're gonna, when we post the session on Checkmates, we are gonna post the winners of the raffle that we have. So I think we're picking 10 $100 gift cards. So good luck. But like I said, we will post the winners with the materials in the next day or so. And for everybody that didn't get that didn't win, I mean, certainly we recognize that you made a commitment to Checkmates, and we want to recognize that, and we appreciate it, and hope that you continue to find value and that we provide value back to you. So but I think that's I think it's about it.
Yeah, and just before we close the event, someone asked about the swag. These nice caps and some other really nice goodies will be available for the winners of our annual Checkmates trivia during the CPX. We will have several games in the booth. So if you are there, come over and play with us. It's a lot of fun. And of course, thank you very much for everyone, to our esteemed panelists. Guys, you are fantastic. And the work you're doing through the years is great. And for our community members, thank you for being with us all the way. And we hope to see you more this year. So yes, thank you very much and goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.